16, what is the simplified form of all of this? And there are two ways we can approach this. One, we can do it by hand and use the law of exponents, which is fairly simple, and the other is using a calculator technique, and I will show you both. First by hand, since it's going to be quicker. What I have to do up top is I have these two monomials multiplied together, so I'm going to go ahead and do that multiplication. So negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. Then a to the third times a squared. When you're multiplying these bases that are the same, remember that in a to the third, a is the base, 3 is the power. So when I'm multiplying these bases here to the same, I just add the power. So a to the 3 times a to the 2 is a to the 5th. B to the 5th, b to the 3rd is b to the 8th. Then negative 18. Then a to the 4th, b to the 8th, c to the 3rd. Now let's simplify my little fraction of numbers here. The negative 12 over negative 18 simplifies to a positive 2/3. Has a common factor of 6, and negative divided by negative is a positive. Now, when I'm dividing bases that are the same, I subtract the power. So I have a to the power of 1. b to the 8 minus 8, well, 8 minus 8 is 0, and b to the 0 is just 1. So I really don't have to put anything there since it's being multiplied. If I wanted to, I could put times 1 there, but when I simplify again, it's going to go away. So that's gone, and now c to the 3rd stays on bottom, which 2a times 1 is just 2a over 3c to the 3rd. So my answer is G. Now for the calculator trick. It's a little more intensive. There's a lot more steps, but if you're confused with any of this, it's fairly easy. We want to use the store function, STO, and pick any values. We have variables a, b, and c. So I'm just going to pick a is 1, b is 2, c is 3. And I want to store those in. So for 1, I want to store that in for a. So alpha a. And just check that and make sure it's stored in. And that's good. 2, store in for b. I'm just checking that, make sure it's in. Good. And then 3 stored for c. And check it. And that's good. Alright, so we've got them all stored in. Here comes the intensive part. We have to enter in this whole thing exactly as it is into the calculator. Remember, we use parentheses for fractions. So the top I'm going to separate with a set of parentheses, and the bottom I'm going to separate with a set of parentheses. And I just want to re-examine this and make sure I put it in correctly. And that's good. And when I hit enter, I'm going to get that decimal point 024 69135 Now, what you would do normally is you would go through each answer choice and enter it in using parentheses, top, bottom, and so forth. And when you put them in, the correct answer choice is going to yield this decimal. So I already know that G is the answer, so I'll show you how it works using that one. And I get the exact same decimal. So using the calculator, using the stow function, or for short for store, you can plug in any number you want into those variables, and when you enter this in correctly, it'll yield some number, and the correct answer will yield the same number.